watching your next move. The whole point of this is to find out where you're going to move. You probably don't know where to go. And that's the whole point of this series. You're watching season 4, episode 35. And I got my special guest. We go back, way back. This is one of those areas that basically everybody talks about. A lot of bachelorettes like to go in this area. A lot of bachelors like to go in this area. We're talking about Louisiana. But I'm going to let her introduce herself. The floor is yours. Introduce yourself.
Thank you. Hey, y'all. My name is Elisa Cool Murphy, and I'm based right here in New Orleans. So we cover a huge part of the Louisiana Gulf South, but my team and I are focused right here in the city of New Orleans.
Now, we've known each other for quite a bit. So you want to give them a little background, basically, how did we meet, basically, where we met from before real estate?
Absolutely. So we met when we were both working at the Wall Street Journal, and my role there was in business development. I help create products that help create money for Dow Jones, specifically focused on business development, events and experiences, and content, which is now king, but back then it was a new concept.
You were ahead of your time.
Always,
basically.
Always.
And that kind of transitioned into real estate. So why did you move from New York to where you're at right now?
All right. No offense to any New Yorkers out there. I love New York. My sister's still on the Upper West Side. She's single. I'm not. But I love New Orleans because the people here are both interesting, like New York, right? You have those only in New York moments. You have only in New Orleans moments. But people here are also super interested in other people. And I don't mean in a get in your business way. I mean, a standing in line at the coffee shop, you're talking to someone, they're more interested in you than you know what to be interested in them. And they walk off and you realize you're talking to a Grammy winner. You know, people here love on other people. They love community, and the food and the weather and the music doesn't hurt.
Let's get into it. Where do you want to start? You want to start with music, food, weather? Where do you want to start? Let's start with weather.
Let's start with weather.
It's spring at the time of this recording. So
it's April 6th today. It's 82 degrees outside. There's a breeze. It's nice and sunny. We are going into it being hot, but not quite yet. But I mean, when it's February up there and everyone's complaining about the next Arctic blast, we're down here wearing wigs and out without big coats on, celebrating Mardi Gras. So you can't beat the weather. I really enjoy it down here.
When we were prepping for this, you had mentioned there were specific times to come down there. Basically, people think,
oh my God,
let's go during the summer or the spring, but you're saying other things.
Oh yeah. So it's easier to say when to avoid than it is to say when to come down here.
So yours.
You're gonna want to avoid kind of getting into July, August, and even September. September will trick you. You think, oh my gosh, it's fall. The Saints are playing football. We should be cooling down, but it doesn't do that until a couple of weeks into October. So avoid those times. You'll avoid hellish hot weather, hurricanes, and also just ungodly humidity. So, but the rest of the time, it's amazing.
Okay, so let's get into. I don't want to get into the food because that's my favorite subject. But we'll wait till later for that. We'll save that for later on. But let's talk about people who are thinking about moving and they're considering your area. What are the areas basically that you cover? Let's go into like each section if you can, and what kind of properties can they pick up if they're looking to buy or looking to invest or rentals before they decide to pull the trigger.
So I cover a very broad area. I have a team of 4 agents, 5 including myself. So we cover both sides of the river. We cover up to Laplace, which is a smaller town, and I've done business all the way down to Slidell, which is just past the NASA Center and is a big boating community. New Orleans is kind of known for its historic heart, the French Quarter. I live next door, and my specialty is listing and understanding and appreciating and loving on these historic homes. I also have staging accreditation, and we have a media team on the real estate team. So we really love bringing the stories of these older homes to life, but we're not going to be mad at you. If you've got a new construction or a ranch house, we'll treat them like gold too.
Okay. All right. So you talked about the historic aspect between some of the areas. What kind of houses are we talking about? We're talking about the big grand houses, like almost like castles, or we're talking about co-ops, condos, one levels. What are we talking about?
All of the above. One of the amazing things about New Orleans being 300 years old is that you have these neighborhoods that are built before the automobile. So you have a lot of mixed use of homes. So we do a lot of mixed use of sales in real estate. That includes residential, but that also includes commercial. So you're going to have condos down in the French Quarter. You're going to have big mansions up in the Garden District. And a lot of our housing inventory is amazing because there are these older shotgun homes, singles and doubles, that look teeny tiny from the street. And then you walk inside and you never know what you're going to get. It is
Okay.
always a new story. You can't judge a book by its cover here. So
All right.
those are some of the typical architectures. A lot of stuff from the mid 1800s on up to about 1920 is going to be when you see most of our houses have been built.
I think the most important question people are going to ask: price. What are the prices out there? What can they expect?
Prices. Well, coming from where you're at, they're going to sound amazing. People
Yes.
down here talk about, oh my God, we're getting these New York prices, but they're talking about, you know, the average 1,800 square foot home being $325,000 in New Orleans. In our more expensive neighborhoods, we're looking at a place in excellent condition being between $300 and $600 a square foot. And that's including those big mansions I'm talking about. Now, of course, the bigger the house, the more money you're going to put down.
Yes.
But it's still a lower barrier to entry compared to New York by a lot.
By a landslide, honestly.
Yeah.
People can sell a house depending on where. People, this is episode 35, so basically people know the number I'm going to say. 650 is our average price, and here in Queens, some parts of Long Island, it really depends on what you're selling. Some parts of Brooklyn, 650, you sell that, pay off whatever your debts you have left over. The chunk of change that you have left over, you can, if you decide you want to go to where at least Macy is working, it's a possibility. You can definitely get something huge for your money.
Totally. Also, we're looking at conventional lending with 5% down, FHA with 3.5% down. A lot of these homes go FHA. So what we do see is a lot of people either moving here from New York. About half of my buyers are transplants. They're moving to the area. That's my story. I came here in 2016 from Park Slope, Brooklyn, and before that, the West Village. And they're getting second homes. Maybe they want a cool condo with a balcony in the quarter so they can stop spending money at hotels, or their friends can stay in it when they're not there. We also see a lot of people coming down here and getting a double shotgun, which is a lot like a duplex, and renting out one side of it and then having the other side for when they come. And they can home hack a little bit and cover a good chunk of the mortgage insurance and, of course, interest that way. But if you do want to move here, one of the great things about New Orleans is we have really stable home prices. I don't want to jinx it, but it's been that way for a long time. We have,
at the time of this recording, we
have in the top 5 lowest foreclosure rates in the nation, because we are geographically limited. It's almost like we're on an island like Manhattan. And also our jobs here, the job, what do you call it? The employment rates are pretty stable. So we're not seeing a lot of volatility. So it's not a get rich quick opportunity unless you want to invest in restoring something, which we can talk about. And we have a team for that.
Let's talk.
But it is a really good place to stash your money where you can actually enjoy it. Yeah.
All right. So there's 2 topics I want to talk about. You mentioned the employment. What kind of jobs are out there for people who are thinking they're moving, whether it's New York or somewhere else, wherever they're viewing this from, and they want to consider moving to your area, and they're like, all right, what kind of jobs are out there?
Okay, so let's break that into 2 parts. One is what kind of industries we have down here, and the second is, and I'll start with the second one. We have a huge amount of people here that have invested full-time that work remotely. So not only can you do that here as you can anywhere, but like some other Zoom towns that you hear about, you're going to have a huge community around that. So there are great co-working spaces, there's great coffee shop culture, what have you. So no matter what you do, if you can work remotely, you can do that. And I have clients that have bought here, still live in New York, and come down for like a month or 3 weeks at a time, and then rent out for 3 months at a time. So that's something that people do, is that flexibility. But the big industries here are pretty much tourism. So anything in hospitality, event planning, all of it. You want to come down here and give it up and be a bartender, go for it. Also healthcare, where we have huge medical centers here. So that's very big. And then on the fringe of New Orleans, we are port with a T, P-O-R-T city. So you're going to have a lot in energy, you're going to have a lot in shipping, and a lot in logistics. And that's what a lot of people are here, a lot of engineers, those types of fields.
Okay, that's good to know. It's really, really insightful. Now, for those who have kids that might be following the kids from college, or the kids are getting married, or what have you, what kind of things are available for the kids, the adult kids, and for the big kids, which,
kids at heart?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about college age kids. We've got a few great universities down here. We've got Xavier, we've got UNO, also Loyola, Tulane. Some of those names might ring a bell. So we do have a big student body here, and we have a lot of parents that want to come down here and live when their kids are here, or invest while their kids are in school. So we see that. So we have a great amount of like college energy and post-college energy here in New Orleans. We're so much more than Bourbon Street. so much more than Bourbon Street, but everyone, no matter how old you are, gets pretty college when they go to Bourbon Street.
I'm
No
raising
joke.
both hands. Both hands. I'm guilty.
My father, guilty. Like, it doesn't matter. Grandma, you know, you'll get whatever your flavor of college is, you'll get there. So that does exist. Lots of fun, affordable places and things to do. Lots of free things to do. Lots of free festivals and other things to enjoy, no matter what age you are. But also for as far as for people who are a little bit higher up in age, it can be great because of the medical centers, because the climate is so good, because the city is so manageable. You can be from one end to the other in 25 minutes. And we do have public transportation. But for little kids, which we didn't talk about, and a lot of people don't think of New Orleans and little kids, there's so much arts and culture here. There's so many museums. There's so much, we have an amazing park, City Park. It's bigger than Central Park.
Really?
And it has so much to offer in it. There's a whole lakefront, makes you feel like you're in the panhandle of Florida, like sailboats, the whole nine. There is literally something here for anybody that wants to love New Orleans. You can find a place to love to live in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we can't talk about New Orleans without talking about food. So let's the elephant's in the room. Let's address it.
Oh my gosh. Every kind of food. That's the amazing thing. You know, I'm going to sound a little bit ignorant here, but when I moved down here, I thought, am I going to have to give up pho? Am I going to have to give up really good Italian food? Right? Because that's some go-tos. Pizza.
Yes.
Bagels. No, you don't. For a couple of reasons. We have some excellent pizza down here. Some guys moved into my neighborhood, came from Brooklyn, found a pizza oven in a house they bought. The rest is history. They have a great place. We have a huge Italian culture here. Same big migration that came into New Orleans, or that came into New York, rather, came into New Orleans.
Okay.
We have a lot of Asian, predominantly Vietnamese culture here because of the shrimp industries and other fishing industries. Greek, you name it. And what's amazing is that in addition to having all of these fantastic restaurants of all different types and all these different types of neighborhoods with this amazing melting pot of people, or people here say gumbo pot, right?
I was waiting to see how long gumbo will be introduced.
Gumbo, gotta drop the gumbo, right?
Yes.
We have a festival dang near, like, seriously, every weekend, starting in March through the summer. Some weekends have 5, 6, 7 festivals, and they're named like Greek Fest, Oyster Fest, Po' Boy Fest, you know, Beignet Fest, you name it, it's around, and including music festivals. So you can inexpensively walk around, enjoy the weather, listen to live music, and then try out all these things. Fried Chicken Festival, Taco Festival, like you name it, it's going to be here. And I think that's something that people overlook because they come in asking about Cajun food. Well, the Cajun settled a couple hours away in Lafayette. We have it, but that's not what we're famous for. We're famous for Creole food. We're famous for soul food. We're famous for Southern food. And we're famous for all those blendings of ethnicities that make the food like so flavorful.
Now I have to ask the level of hot sauce.
Oh my gosh. So we love flavor here. Okay. So I love hot sauce, but I'm not like Texas flaming hot sauce because I want to taste everything else. So we put Tony's on everything. Crystal's my jam. That's where we're at. But I want to taste that garlic and that onion and that Trinity. Like, so we're there.
Gotcha.
And Evan, she'll appreciate this. We have so many people here from the Caribbean as well. So a huge Caribbean festival. Like, you could get as fat as you wanted to in New Orleans without trying.
Well, I'm already way ahead of you.
Gosh.
But seriously, so food, we got culture, we got music, we talked about sport. We didn't really touch on sports. We kind of did.
New Orleans is ravenous about its teams. And what's amazing is that not only is the Saints Superdome Stadium climate controlled, which is so good, and it's walking distance to Bourbon Street. So when they have a good game, we call it the Bourbon Slide. Everyone goes downtown. But when you're there, you can drink. There's jambalaya. All the food is there. All the cocktails are there. And brass bands are playing in the stadiums during timeout, like up in the thing. Nice. It is a very good showing off of some of our best things. And this team just loves them. Them, LSU, Pelicans, when they have good games, the whole city is in a better mood. We don't have like competing teams somewhere out in Queens that you got to get on a train and 2 buses to get to. Allegedly, there's a team in Queens. Allegedly, you can walk to it.
I'm a Yankee fan.
There you go. All right.
My business partner is the Met fan. He had to leave the room because
There you go. See, not going to happen here. Here, everyone's go Saints. Go
cool,
Saints.
cool.
Who's
All right.
that?
So what else can we talk about for people who are like, they're almost there, they're almost ready to book a trip and call you to reach out? What else? What's the other thing that they need to know that they probably don't know? The best
They
kept
probably
secret.
don't know. Okay, so there's something here for everybody in the family. Don't get spooked by I got to take care of an older parent or I got a little kid. It's a super dog friendly town too.
Okay.
So bring your pet, bring them around. They're going to be welcome in a lot of places. That's something that I didn't expect. Our airport is beautiful. It's really easy to fly in and out of. It's, I think it's even more beautiful than the new LaGuardia, which shocked me when I saw it. So transport's easy. It's really nice that we're centrally located. So if you have to do work on both coasts and or Chicago, you can get home easy. And flights to New York direct are about
Mhm.
3 hours. They're
That's not
really
too bad.
easy. So this is fantastic. I think a few things that people are apprehensive about New Orleans have to do with like the weather. Oh my God, hurricanes. They're a big deal, but they're isolated to a certain point of the year. They're kind of like big wet blizzards, and you know when they're coming, so you can get out of the way.
You have far enough warning, basically,
You
and
have
pretty much
enough warning.
everybody
Yeah,
who's there, who's been there for a while, it's kind of like old hat to them. They
it's
know.
old hat. They're not wind events freak most of the time. Like Florida is
Mhm.
like batten down the hatches. They're just lots of rain. So
Right.
you got to be okay with having your life disrupted once in a while to go somewhere else, like, I don't know, a beach somewhere. Oh, also the beach is 45 minutes away. I
I
should mention that.
did not know there was beaches in New
Huh?
Orleans. Okay.
Yeah,
Good to know.
well, in Mississippi, but
Okay.
and it's a 5 hour drive to the Panhandle to Destin and all that stuff
Okay.
too. So you can really enjoy a lot of geography. I think people also have common misconceptions that like there's alligators everywhere. Like
Yes.
no, I mean, I'm not letting my dogs swim in like a pond in the park just in
Okay.
case. Not like knocking on your front door. You don't have to worry about that.
It's not Florida. They're not just randomly walking in
They're
front
not
of your
just
lawn.
randomly running around. People do talk about crime. That's something that we really have to hedge against as realtors. So
Mhm.
I always encourage everyone, it's subjective. It's just kind of what you want to deal with. But
Yeah.
we wouldn't live here despite that politics, infrastructure issues, weather issues, if there
Mhm.
weren't all this other amazing stuff. So we feel like we're in on a really good kept secret. And I'm happy to share that with y'all if you want to get to know New Orleans a little bit better.
I love the fact that you threw in y'all in there. I love that.
Y'all always, but I encourage everybody to get outside of the quarter. There's so many neighborhoods that like literally my neighborhood, you could walk to the corner and not know that you were in one or the other, that offer the same sort of flavor, that offer additional food and music, that make it easy to park. Nothing
Mhm.
wrong on the quarter, it's just that most people don't see beyond it. So the next time you come to New Orleans, make sure there's even a podcast called Beyond Bourbon Street. Listen to
Okay.
it.
All right. You got my attention.
Yeah.
I don't know if any other question besides the obvious. They heard this, they heard everything you have to say. How can they reach you if they want to, hey, you know what? I want to book an appointment to either buy something, rent something, or invest, point me in the right place to invest. How can they reach you?
Well, firstly, we look forward to hearing from you. I'm excited to help this. I really love helping people relocate or invest here. It shares my story. So I'm with you. I can tell you everything. My name and my team name is Cool, Cool Murphy. Cool Murphy is my name. Cool is my maiden name. So you can Google that and find us in a bazillion places. But my email address is cool@coolmurphy. Our website is coolmurphy.com. And my phone number is area code 504-321-3194. And follow me on Instagram. That's where we have the most fun at Cool Murphy NOLA, NOLA, New Orleans, LA. Cool
All right.
Murphy NOLA.
Awesome. I don't think I have any other questions. Do you have anything you want to add to anybody, basically?
When are you coming down, Evans? That's the only
You know
question I
what?
got for you.
This year, I definitely want to make this happen. I was thinking about the summer, but you're telling me basically later on, maybe Halloween timeframe, you might see me coming down to Bourbon
There
Street.
you go. Halloween timeframe. If y'all are on the fence about coming down here, you watch us later and it's too hot. The 2 weeks before Halloween is when we have our big Halloween parade. We parade everything, beads, the whole nine. You should come down, crew of boo.
You know what? I'm looking. I'm probably gonna have a costume ready by then. So
You should.
I might do a
anything goes
live.
here.
Oh.
We're so much more than Ricky's. No offense, Ricky's costume people, but you can go ham.
You know what, I might. I'm not sure if I want that footage out there in public, but anyway.
There
All
you
right.
go.
But to be seriously, folks, thank you so much, Elise, basically, for doing this. If you have any questions, wherever you are in your stage of your journey, I'm Evan Saint-Gerard. I'm here in New York, Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island. If you need to sell something from here, basically, and move out to where Elise is, pretty much reach out to me, reach out to her. Our job is pretty much to make sure that you're comfortable with whatever your decision is, guide you to wherever your journey is. And that's pretty much what we want to do. The last thing I'm going to say is remember to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one. That's it.